Chevrolet and Chevrolet dealers coast to coast. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Michelin Tires, the company that puts you first.
The officials tonight is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Jack Sikma are prepared to square off. Darrell Garrettson, Paul Mahalik, and Dick Bavetta will work this game. From out of Phoenix comes word that San Diego leads the Suns 113-110, just seconds remaining in that game. And we are set to begin here in the Forum. Controlled by the Lakers. Wilkes off quickly to Nixon. Norman with the first shot of the game. Way off that time. John Johnson goes down to Shelton, and Ford knocks it away, but right to Shelton. Both teams missed their first shot. Abdul-Jabbar looking for the outlet. It is Ford. He'll run up and down the floor. Adrian Dantley has not played lately because of an injury. Now Ford, Kareem out high. They whip to the right side, and Norm Nixon bounce into Boone, who's played well this last week. Move it quickly to Ford. Lakers look for the open man against this tough defense. Brooks comes up with 2 on the shot clock. And it's all green at the glass. Here's Dennis Johnson. Lead to the right, and here's Gus Williams. Cut off, though, as Kareem was back on defense. No score. Just underway from the Forum. The Sonics in green, shooting for their first Pacific Division title, and they may win it before the outcome of this game. First foul's against Wilkes, jumping over on Shelton.
Jamal Wilkes will be called for that foul. And you noticed a moment ago on the offense, he had a pretty easy shot, about 10 feet away, and he missed it badly to the right side. And as I remarked in our pregame, Brent, he's hit only 12 out of 42 shots in the last 3 games.
Gus Williams. And Shelton with an offensive rebound. Gave it back now with the fresh 24. Williams pulls up again. He goes 0 for 2. Somebody's got to put the ball in the basket here, and it's Dennis Johnson. Off glass.
How about that? The first shot that goes is straightaway banker, and I'm sure he didn't intend to try to bank the shot.
Kansas City and Denver both have won tonight. Still tied. Lakers keep possession. Almost lost it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the first field goal for the Lakers. Tied at 2. DJ down quickly now on the attack. Matched against Ron Boone. Lou Hudson lost his starting job on this Laker team. Lonnie Shelton, formerly of the Knicks, gives it to Jack Sikma. Sikma and Abdul-Jabbar, good matchup. Dennis Johnson was going up in the corner, and Boone fouled him.
He's been averaging 27 points a game in the Lakers series, 15 on the year. That's Dennis Johnson. Good move to his left, and Boone got the foul. Perfect execution of the jump shot. Release, squared away at the basket. He'll get 2 free throws.
There are tonight's finals. Denver 107, Boston 101. Atlanta beats Detroit, and Philadelphia loses to Indiana. Johnson, 3 points for DJ already.
Indiana has got Kansas City in the last game of the year at Indiana. That could be a big difference.
Chicago over Washington. Overtime. Kansas City wins again. So we'll have those 2 games Sunday on CBS. Kansas City, Indiana. Denver, Philadelphia. Big last weekend. Interception by Wilkes. And they give it right back on the turnover. Shelton at the corner. DJ, quick pass, and off of Williams' hands. It'll go to the Lakers.
I think Gus was thinking about shooting the ball while he was up, but he couldn't control it and went right out of bounds. It was a good pass by Dennis Johnson.
So we've got our first timeout in the Forum. It's 3-2. The Sonics lead the Lakers. We'll be right back.
You saw it on CBS Sports.
Time running out in Phoenix. San Diego was up by 1, but I understand that the Phoenix Suns, with 4 seconds to go, have just gone ahead 118-117. Timeout. We're plugged into the play-by-play down in the truck. Suns lead. San Diego with 3 seconds to set a shot in that game. Here, of course, it is the Lakers coming down with Norm Nixon to the big fella.
And if the Lakers were to win this game, Phoenix would be only a half a game back of Seattle.
Skyhook and put it down. A 4-3 lead. The Lakers over the SuperSonics. Here's Gus Williams now. The men in green have done an amazing job under Lenny Wilkins this year. I think even better than a year ago. Coming together with some new parts. Here's Sikma face up, lead him open. He'll thrill you.
That's what he's got to do to keep Jabbar honest. If he hits 2 or 3 of those, he can bring him out. Otherwise, if he keeps missing, Kareem will drop back.
Been a tough week for the Lakers. Last Sunday, did you see that game we had on against Philadelphia? Big Daryl Dawkins downing them. Then they went to Chicago, fell back by 27, traveling, turn it over. They fell down by 27 and beat the Bulls. Biggest comeback of the year by any team in the NBA. The next night in Kansas City in overtime, Scotty Wedman hits an 18-footer to send it to OT, and the Kings win it.
And looking at it the other way here, Seattle, all year long, Brent, if they'd had a 15-point lead, they've won the game. That might be a very crucial point later in this game. The Lakers with a great ability to come back, and Seattle with perhaps his equal ability to protect a big lead.
Sonics bring it down. Williams and Johnson. Apparently they're not going to back into anything. Ford came out on Johnny Johnson. Loose ball foul. And it's going to go the other way. That's an offensive foul.
Here we look again.
And it's in. Phoenix has stayed alive in the Pacific Division as they come back and record victory number 50. But if the Sonics win this one, they'll still capture the division title. Wilkes from the corner. Kareem had a hand on it, but it comes down to Gus Williams. Spins on Ford. Ford pulls back. That offensive foul was against John Johnson at the other end. Williams up. Kareem tapped it. Wilkes on the floor. Here's Norm Nixon. He can fly, but DJ's right there. Bounce pass. Boone hit Wilkes left hand.
Well, when you're going bad, everything goes. And Jabbar just not being able to buy a basket.
Wilkes hustled back, knocked the ball out of bounds. Seattle.
Might add in that San Diego-Phoenix game, Brent, that Freeman Williams of San Diego had a shot, but it would not drop at the buzzer, and Phoenix escapes with a victory.
Back to Lonnie Shelton. Taken down by Sigma, the offensive rebound. And JJ, 27, misfired. Both teams cold. Shelton put it up, though they're controlling the offensive rebounding.
That's a great rebound by Shelton. He went up and grabbed it back over his shoulder and challenged Kareem and put it right over him for the easy basket.
Sonics 7, Lakers 4. 8:15 first period from the Forum. Boone dumps it in, and Kareem getting free. There's a foul. They will not give him the continuing basket. The referee already looked away.
Sigma bumped him before the shot. Right on the pass coming in. Here's Sigma coming up tight. Kareem wants to wheel to his left. There's the elbow on his back for the foul.
In the corner, Nixon dribbles out. Gus Williams is watching Nixon. DJ goes with Boone, who came inside, got a block to the other side by Shelton. Sigma's long pass. Nixon intercepts it on the 5-yard line. Stolen. Gus Williams comes up with a layup, and he's fouled. Silly foul by Norman. Should have given him the field goal.
And that basket will count, and Dennis Johnson made the defensive gem on the play. A 6'4" guard, one of the best defensive guards in the league. Watch him knock this ball away. Here comes Dennis, 24, right here. He got a hand on it, and Gus picks it up. Now Nixon is totally beaten, but yet he comes in from behind and makes the foul, and we look for a three-point play.
Hot Rod, did you see how Dennis just waited for the man with the ball? He said, come on, Norman, make the first move, and then wham, whacked it right away.
He also leads the league in block shots for backcourt men in the NBA with 96 coming into this game.
Look at him go after the ball there. He almost fouled Kareem in the backcourt. Now the Sonics will drop back. Stolen by Shelton. Their defense is tenacious. John Johnson slow it up on the right. And here's Jack Sigma. Outside, they swing left now. And the Sonics have opened up a 12-4 lead. The Lakers, I am not surprised. They did not have a shooting practice today. They came off the road dog-tired. This is a team that figures to pick up as this game wears on. But as Hot Rod said, beware if you fall back of the SuperSonics early.
Thank you.
Hit a home run, bases loaded.
Walter Matthau has just reported that the Dodgers lead 5-1 on Joe Ferguson's grand slam. Walter, are you going to be driving on the CBS Sports Spectacular? You're not, huh? That's that pro celebrity race. Coming up on the CBS Sports Spectacular this Saturday. The Grand Prix qualifying time trials tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern.
And Walter Matthau is one of my favorite coaches of the Bad News Bears. He can do it all.
Seattle with 10 rebounds. Los Angeles with 2. The big edge early to the men in green, dominating the glass. Kareem gives it to Nixon, and Gus Williams staying right with him. Gus has got it from behind. The foot race. Ford goes back, so Williams will pull up, and Kareem is hustled back on defense, too. Now it's DJ. Sigma sets up, and the Sonics slow it down for the play now. Shot clock goes down toward 10. Sonics are up by 8, shooting for a 10-point lead here early. Ford has switched over on Sigma. He'll face up on him. Wilkes off to Ford. Back quickly to the man they want to control it. Kareem will rest now.
Sickma that time noticed that Kareem wasn't against him, so he eagerly looked for that shot. Had Kareem been there, I think he would have looked. He would have fought past. Got to take them while they're there.
Comes around the Kareem screen, goes back to the big fellow, moves to the baseline, and just wanted it all the way, but he was off balance when he spun on Sickman. It's Dennis Johnson off quickly to the right. Great pass by Gus Williams to John Johnson.
Dennis Johnson with a rebound, brought it out smartly, openly hit the man to the right side was Gus, and that no-look pass for the assist.
Kareem with a dunk. Oh, they needed that one.
Oh, Kareem on the baseline, going underneath. He's got Sickma beaten, and then take it right up and slam it down. All 7'2" of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The Lakers, one of the 2 teams in the league with an edge on the SuperSonics this year. Denver the other. John Johnson traveled. He has turned it over to the Lakers, and Kenny Carr will be checking in for Los Angeles to try and give the Lakers some muscle.
Right here, it's where he lost it. But you look again. He complained that he was hit on the arm, which may have been true, but he did walk with the ball before that play.
6 minutes, first period. It's 14-6, and Carr, as I told you, with the ball. Shelton watching him, and here's Ford. Kareem wanted to give it back. Good defense by the Sonics again. So the big fella, it's a one-man show, and he misfired. Intercepted by Kareem coming out of the Johnson pass. Loses it. Hit last, though, by the Sonics. Lakers will keep it. They can set a play.
One key man, Kenny Carr, coming in early in this game. We got 5:41 left in the first quarter. His last 2 games, he's averaged 16 and a half, and has played better than he has all year. Watch this interception by Kareem. Right at midcourt. The big fella picked it right off.
Boone and Jabbar with all 6 points for the Lakers. Ice cold. Shelton in the middle goes right up for the field goal.
He has been a very quiet hero, Lonnie Shelton, shooting tremendously from the field for the SuperSonics. But he's a makeshift forward, basically a center.
Sickma watching Kareem. Nixon maneuvers on John Johnson. Hit Gus Williams off his foot and go out of bounds to the Lakers. So we've had a lot of turnovers here early. And Seattle, it's been tough in the rebounding department.
Let me count those. 5 and 5 or 10.
Boom to the glass. Good layup by Ron. He's replaced Lou Hudson in that starting lineup. He's played more than 900 straight games. Dates back to college, junior high, ABA, NBA.
You mentioned Lou Hudson. If the Lakers don't start getting some points on the board, they may go to the ageless Lou Hudson, a great outside shooter.
Johnson comes around the Sickma screen, dishes now to Shelton as they work it that way, and then Johnson goes back to screen. Good unselfish player. John Johnson came off a screen, went back and worked it the other way against Jerry West and the Lakers. Now it's Ford looking in. Look at the Sonics on defense, how they slide. Again, it is Boone now who started to open up the middle.
One of the players yelled, he walked, but he didn't. He made one big giant step, took one bounce, and made a perfect layup play with the left hand.
Sonics will have to pay Boone a little more respect here for what we've seen the last 30 seconds. They are tough defensively. Great pass. Look at them work the play backdoor.
And that's why Johnny Johnson is the leading assist man on this ball club. Perfect timing, and he spotted his open man.
Now Kenny Carr with Shelton on him. Nixon has been coming out of that corner around Kareem this time. And he's still cold, and Boone had it knocked away by Sickma, but he was fouled as he came up.
Pretty good rebound in there by Ron Boone. He's only 6'2". We look again. Nixon's outside jumper comes off the iron to the right side. And right inside with the play was Boone. Put it back up. Ball slapped down by Jack Sickma. But a foul to Johnny Johnson. That's his second in Seattle with 3 team fouls.
Already the Lakers have been down by 10 4 times. Boone can ease them to within 9. 5 for the guard.
A great free throw shooter. 86% on the year, Ron Boone.
Adrian Dentley, who missed this last road trip because of an injury, checks in for Jerry West, and Ford goes out.
You've got to have offense, so I'm sure that Jerry is forced to send Dantley in early. The Lakers with only 11 points.
There's Ford sitting alongside Dave Roby. So 6 for Boone, 6 for Abdul-Jabbar, but they still trail the 5 men 20-12. Johnson now to Shelton. Kareem carefully watching Sickma. Now he goes over to help out and left Sickma all alone. Got away with it that time. Gambled on defense, and Sickma didn't burn him. Gus Williams right with Nixon. Speed for speed, and a little too close that time, says Darrell. Pick up a foul. Charge it to number 1, Gus Williams out of USC.
And Adrian Danley got the rebound and fed it down court to Nixon, who backs his way in. Gus right there put the left hand on him. And in the NBA, you're not allowed to use your hands. Get him off of him.
Here comes the man who graduated from the Digger Phelps School of Basketball at Notre Dame. Adrian Dantley on the inbounds to Norman Nixon out of Duquesne. Puts a move on, and Gus is right there. Comes around Kareem. Boy, they've tied him up in that corner tonight, haven't they? Now, Kareem are going to have to go one-on-one against Sigma. Caught the open man coming around off for Carr, but hit by the Sonics.
Shelton helped out on Kareem, and he wisely gave the ball up to Carr, but it was knocked away by Seattle, so they'll try again.
Dantley is good inside. Let's see if he can get open one of the little turnarounds down low. Boone again, 8 points.
Kareem, not only a great scorer at 7-2, he passes about the ball extremely well. That was a perfect feed. He spotted Boone right down the lane for the layup.
Now it is the Sonics who have cooled off a bit against this Laker defense. Dantley watching JJ now. Dennis Johnson cut off by Boone. Sigma dumps it inside. Shelton on the turnaround. Pretty shot.
You can tell that he feels it. He wants the ball. Every time Shelton got it, gets it, he just turns like that play and calmly went up and hit the shot.
The Sonics have done a good job of taking Norman Nixon away, and Dantley's first shot. 22-16 and 2:30 to go. First period from the Forum. If the SuperSonics win it, they'll capture their first Pacific Division title in the NBA and all the home court advantages that go with it. Buying some time for injured Freddie Brown. John Johnson, Gus Williams underneath.
That's a pretty good pass. It's suspect, but it was there. And it worked perfectly.
Speaking of Freddie Brown, he's here in civilian clothes tonight.
I invited him to come up, sit in with us. I hate to share that mic with him, but come on up, Freddie.
Kenny Carr outside. There's Freddie. That broken left hand. I understand that the hand was stepped on by Sonny Parker. He played for a time and then hit John Lucas's side again, and he realized something was seriously wrong. It is not, however, a major break.
They lead the league in broken hands. Wally Walker also had a broken hand. Wally Walker right beside Freddie Brown.
Walker was activated with Brown going out, but Freddie will be back. The playoffs continue after about 2 weeks. We get a timeout.
Lonnie Shelton hit 4 in a row for Seattle.
Even if you are not a golf fan, I invite you to watch our Masters coverage on CBS. I have always felt that this is one of the high marks of CBS Sports. Coming up, the Masters, and judging from the tournaments just completed, it is going to be wide open down there in Augusta, Georgia. Pat Summerall, Jack Whitaker, Vin Scully, all that gang will be along to bring you all the coverage. On the turnover now, the Lakers come down. It's Jimmy Price who's checked in. The man in the middle, he'll pull it up with a jumper.
He could be a real key factor. Jimmy Price has played exceptionally well coming off the bench for the Lakers. And looking at the guard scoring, Ron Boone has 8 points. He averages only 7. And ironically, Norm Nixon, a 17-point-a-game man, has yet to score here in the first quarter.
And a big man underneath, Hot Rod. Paul Silas has checked in for Lenny Wilkins. Gus Williams couldn't penetrate. Look at the switch now defensively. Kareem drops back off in the middle. Gus Williams.
And Paul Silas was going for that board in case of a missed shot. He's 9th all-time rebounder in his 15th year.
Paul Silas's lovely wife told me it's not true that he sleeps with a blackboard and a backboard and a rim right there close to the bed. That's how close he stays to it. Abdul-Jabbar going in the little hook.
You better go to the big fella as time winds down here late in the season.
8 points for Kareem, who has come on like a tear without those goggles the last 5 games.
And you can bet he'll probably play another 46 to 48 minutes in this game tonight.
DJ heating up like he did last Friday night down in Phoenix. I hope you were with us a week ago. What a dandy that was. Seattle and Phoenix. This one's shaping up too. 28-22.
I saw you in Phoenix.
You were in Las Vegas interviewing Larry Bird. We will have that interview at halftime. Rice pulls up with a jump shot. Taken down by the chairman of the board, Silas. Now it's DJ lead to Shelton, coming up over Carr. Not there, and the little man, Gus Williams, his time runs out. Yanks down a rebound. Didn't have enough time to put it up. So we've come to the end now of the first period. 28-22, Sonics over the Lakers. And the NBA on CBS will continue after these messages from your local stations. Our situation in the Forum, and meanwhile, Houston has lost a mighty big game tonight. Cleveland beats them by 2. Houston goes 44-36. So Philadelphia's loss not nearly as costly as it might have been, as the teams in the East jockey for that home court edge with the upcoming playoffs. The last weekend of the regular season, and it's Dennis Johnson for the SuperSonics.
With the SuperSonics leading 28-22 at the end of the first quarter, big reason Seattle out-rebounded the Lakers 16-5.
And Hot Rod, that lead grows back up. Dade, I didn't give Paul Silas enough credit on that play as he came down the baseline and brought a defensive player with him. Look at Silas work on Carr right now. Here it comes. Kenny going to come up on him outside. Jerry would prefer he goes inside. There's Hudson now. Moves it quickly back to Price. Puts a fake. The defense is right with him. Came up. Silas there. Have to get off to Hudson now. Traveling. And good defense by the men in green.
Very good team defense on that play. They forced them into the turnover. Looking at the field goal percentage, Seattle 57 and 67 from the free throw line. The Lakers hit 50 from the field, 100% from the free throw line.
I would imagine that Dennis Johnson and Gus Williams probably would play a little bit longer than normal because of the injury to Fred Brown, but they've got another fellow on that bench who can shoot by the name of Joe Hassett if they need firepower tonight.
Hassett
Silas lob to Sigma, up on Kareem, and it falls through.
A nice shot there, Joe Hassett.
There's Joe Hassett. Good-looking fellow like you, Hot Rod.
Thank you very much, Brent. It's very kind of you, big fellow.
Here's Price.
I might add, extremely intelligent statement by you.
Inside now to Hudson, who came up on Dennis Johnson. Well, there's the man you said was going to be in here, Lou.
Oh, Lou. Super Lou. He goes back to St. Louis Hawks. He was a teammate of Lenny Wilkins, who's the coach. Dick Snyder also back there.
Hot Rod, they love the Sonics up in Seattle. The Mariners opened the baseball season against the California Angels. The biggest cheer in the Kingdom when the Sonics' victory over San Diego went up on the gigantic scoreboard.
They've only averaged over 20,000 a game, these SuperSonics, through 41 home games.
Heck, the baseball team up there would love to average that. Here is that inside, the foul called, and you can see there was all kinds of contact. Sonics quickly turn around and DJ with a miss, but look at Sigma muscle down the offensive rebound and lay it back up.
That's a smart move. The last time he fell away from Kareem and took the jumper. This time he had him out on him, so he leaned inside and lopped it up underhand and got the basket.
It's back to 10. Lakers keep it. Lonnie Shelton was trying to run it down the corner, just did not have enough court. You know, sometimes when you watch these athletes in the NBA, you think, gee, I wish the court was about 8 feet wider and 10 feet longer. They're all so quick. We got a timeout right now. 9:59 to go until Hot Rod interviews the Birdman.
You saw it on CBS Sports.
A Dennis Johnson doll winded up, and it blocks a shot, no doubt.
And there he is. And will the real Dennis Johnson please stand up?
Hot Rod, some question about that Cleveland-Houston final. We gave it Cleveland winning 112-110. The press table insists that's what it is. We'll double check now. Carr outside and through. I'll tell you, he's insisting on shooting from the perimeter.
And as long as he hits, he can keep insisting. But if he starts missing, he's going to be in a world of trouble.
He'll be over the bench over there.
He could be a factor. Of course, several people could be. But Kenny Carr, not only with his scoring that he's given the Lakers in the last couple of games, but he is also a pretty good board man, and he plays hard.
Like the Lakers, he's inconsistent. The SuperSonics are not inconsistent. Here's Sigma now coming to the left side, layup.
Look at Big Jack Rumble right in there. Kareem never put a hand up. I think he could have blocked that shot had he made a move in, because Sigma brought it up underhand style.
8 points for Sigma, and he's averaging only 8.7 rebounds against Kareem. He's fronting. The big fella's tired. I don't think there's any question about it. He hasn't had much rest. We're not trying to alibi for him. I know he makes a ton of money, but it has been a tough week.
Yeah, well, who you want to put in for? Making no knock on any Laker player, but when you got the best and you've only got a couple of games left, you better stay with him. Here's Kareem taking a pass and a foul on a play with the sixth. Dennis Autry will check in from Santa Clara, backup center at 6'10".
36-26. Again, that 10-point margin. The SuperSonics have extended 7 times tonight. Carr coming up, stuck with it, knocked away, and that was Silas had a right hand on it.
Our car made a mistake there. He had the ball up back, take it right on up, put it in, but he brought it back down, and when you bring the ball down low, anybody can get it. Here's the miss on the block. Now watch him grab the ball, come back down with it, right there, boom, easily knock it away.
Price at the top of the circle. Dennis Johnson watching Price, and that was a bad pass. And as Hudson came down the baseline, Hassett was reaching in behind him.
But Hassett will be called for the foul. Joe Hassett right here, 6'5" guard. There's Hudson driving by him. He reached in, got him right by the wrist.
On the floor for the Sonics with Sikma watching right now, we have Shelton, Autry, and Silas up front. And you've got Hassett and Dennis Johnson in the backcourt. And as Lou Hudson spun, there was a foul. And Hassett has quickly picked up 2 fouls.
With Jimmy Price with a bounce pass going in to Hudson. He fouled right there. Hassett fouled him as he went in there to pass off to Kareem.
So on Sunday on CBS, as you see the veteran Dick Snyder preparing to check in. Sunday on CBS, we'll decide the Midwest Division Championship. Adrian Dantley missing for the left corner. Hassett puts it down, rotates over to the right now. 36-26, Lenny Wilkins leads Jerry West. 2 former CBS commentators. Where will Hot Rod Hundley coach? Silas backs it in, gives it back. Autry now moves it quickly to Hassett. Taken down by Dantley.
I'd have loved to coach you if I could just find out where you played.
To Price, and here's Carr. Short. Silas off quickly to DJ. Lakers get back though on defense. Kareem awaits them. And a foul call as they try to dish it off. The score was wrong. Hold everything.
And Houston is right on top of San Antonio. They play them tomorrow night. And if Houston wins that one, they'll be half a game out.
Make it 45-35. And Billy Cunningham stops celebrating. Everything looks important right now. Houston with the same record, and Lonnie Shelton outside.
He had 4 consecutive shots in the first quarter. He's got 10 points already in the ball game. That's Lonnie Shelton.
So Houston beats Cleveland. That's the final. Abdul-Jabbar missing on the hook shot. Free ball taken down by Dick Snyder. Dennis Johnson quickly. Norm Nixon gambled now on defense. Johnson drives the link. Nobody over there on the corner. The big fella Kareem was right there.
I think Dennis should have taken a shot there. Kareem was flat-footed, and Dennis was taking the ball right to him. Look again. He's got the momentum. Kareem is flat-footed. He's got it right up over him, and then he passed it off. Could have had a layup.
12 points, and again, remember, Seattle is the only team in the NBA that has not lost a game this season in which it held a 15-point lead. And they're up by 12 right now. And they get it right back. Missing, and Abdul-Jabbar's got it off.
Kareem just wanted to pad his rebound.
Nixon over to AD. Kenny Carr at the perimeter. Russ Williams down with the rebound, the little man. Lead quickly to Shelton, who comes up in Kareem for the layup. Challenged him.
Now that's the exact same play, but with a different player from a different angle that I talked about a moment ago. Dennis Johnson had that same move, and Shelton is off to a roaring start. He has 12 points, and look at him go right into Kareem. Shelton leaning in, lay it up softly underhand style, and he's got the basket.
SuperSonics can play it, Hot Rod.
You told it.
Southern California belongs to CBS Sports this weekend because coming up Sunday, the Long Beach Grand Prix. Kenny Squire will be there. He brought you that exciting Daytona 500 along with producer Mike Pearl, director Ken Fishman. Kenny's watching the game right over to my left. He'll have Mario Andretti on with us at halftime. Here's AD now. Adrian Dantley sending it back to Kareem. Kareem yo-yoing, comes in on Autry, up high, short. And the Lakers are ice cold. 2 of 9 so far in this period.
When Kareem goes away from the basket with that hook, there's nothing but green-clad Sonics under there. And again, it was Silas for the rebound. They're doing exactly what they want. And they have the big lead, 40-26.
Snyder. So the former veteran from Cleveland hits the field goal. 42-26. Wally Walker getting his first playing time tonight. Kareem coming in, drew the foul. Kareem and Dennis Autry squared off several years ago when Kareem was in Milwaukee and Autry was in Chicago. They had a good one.
Come on, dance on through there, Kareem. Fight your way through the traffic.
Nixon was cut off. Now, he goes into Kareem. Norman Nixon's open.
I was working that game for CBS in '74 when Kareem and Autry got into it. Mr. Autry I don't think wanted to follow up on the punch that he threw from the back of the head of Kareem.
Speaking of punches, Daryl Dawkins will try to shatter the spectrum Sunday on CBS. Sir Slam, Mr. Dunk, Earthquake, whatever you want to call him.
You got the backcourt sway-in game delay, and he put that one in last Sunday against these Lakers.
Autry was switching off, and Nixon really burned him with his speed that time and then couldn't hit it. Lead by Silas. Now here's other speed at the other end. Williams rotating to the glass.
And Dennis Johnson jumped up off the Seattle bench and said, "That a way to go, Gus." They are really pulling this thing together, Seattle.
5:30 first half. I have liked how the SuperSonics have come down the stretch this year. Dantley warming up. They've got to get a couple of scores out there for Jerry West. They're going to get blown out. Williams right back down on top of him. Misfiring this time, and Wilkes is off now to Hudson's got Dantley on his left. Dantley fake come up on Autry and put it down.
Autry did everything he could do defensively. He fronted Dantley perfectly, but Adrian leaned in and forced the shot and got the hoop. He has already 6 points coming off the bench.
So, of course, in the East, we've got the defending world champion Washington Bullets. Snyder from the corner. They'll go into the playoffs favored in that Eastern Conference.
Big difference in these two clubs is the bench. Seattle can bring in all new players. They don't seem to lose any of their momentum, and the Lakers must go with their starting
Good
team.
pick and roll, and Autry for two.
He acknowledges the pass. Walker fed it to him perfectly.
Look at that. Tells you something about Seattle's team defense. Been all over them. The Lakers have been forcing shots. They've been frustrated here in the second period.
Kareem with 10 points with that hook shot.
Walker looking in. There's that Autry screen again. Short. Wally Walker perhaps still not back in form because of that broken hand. I see the right hand is bandaged as he plays. Kareem, of course, taking some time, coming to the attack.
He's getting down awfully slow. He's just now walking his way into the offensive picture.
Wilkes now inside at 10 on the shot clock, and Dantley again, and Dantley is carrying the offensive load. That's 8 points for AD off Jerry West bench. Ford started the game. Dantley did not make the road trip because of an injury. Sonics set up now. Dantley watching Silas. He gives up about 2.5 to 3 inches in height. Walker goes inside to Sikma. That's Autry, I should say. I called him Sikma. Let me correct that right away. Silas rolls up and miss. Taken down by Dantley. 3:20 here in the first half in the Forum.
The Lakers can back off when
Missed that time.
when Autry's in the lineup. Kareem can give him the room outside. He's not much of a shooter. Where Sikma's in the lineup, then Kareem must come out and play him. So the Lakers are at an advantage right here if they can start hitting their shots.
Sonics lead by 12, and Lenny Wilkins wants to go back to Lonnie Shelton, and Daryl Garrettson has got a foul down underneath. Dick Snyder fell to the floor. And we are also going to have a Portland is closing in on the Lakers, but at the end of the first period, it is Golden State 25, the Trailblazers 22. The Trailblazers coming into tonight are 45 and 35, the Lakers 45 and 34. Seattle hitting 10 of 18 against Jerry West in this period. The Lakers 7 of 16 from the floor. Williams, Snyder, Shelton, Autry, and Walker on the floor for Wilkins. Williams falling down, had to throw it up, and on the turnover it's Norm Nixon. Back to Dantley.
Absolutely a perfect play by Norm Nixon. That time he led the break coming down the right side and waited, spotted Dantley right at the free throw line. He went in for the layup.
Dantley has come off the bench to score 10 points. He's 5 of 6, but still the SuperSonics are up 50 to 38.
Wally Walker with that basket. He's always been a favorite of mine as a collegian. He played at Virginia, was a great star there, was a first-round draft pick. It's never really blossomed like they thought he would.
Wilkes moving to the glass that time, and foul called. Snyder was the outside man on defense that time.
So Snyder reaching in, got the foul as Abdul-Jabbar dropped it down to Wilkes. And reaching in, Dick got him from behind for the foul. So Snyder, in his 13th year, a step slow. That'll happen, Brent, just like you, 13 years here in the NBA.
Here's Jamal Wilkes.
I don't know where you played, but I'd like to have guarded you, too, as well as coached you.
That's his first point.
Thank you.
Season statistics. You don't mind if I ignore you.
Go ahead.
Puts up 2.
He has got to start scoring points for this ball club. That's one of the reasons they're down, that slump he's been in.
Sonics up by 10 with 2 minutes to go. First half from the Forum. Autry is into the left corner, and Williams. Shelton being funded by Wilkes, so they can't drop it off to the middle now. Snyder works the baseline, and Gus Williams is off, and Kareem with the rebound, looking out for an outlet. Nixon's in the middle. Nixon comes right straight down. Good defense. They are not giving Nixon the alley. They're forcing the Lakers to pull up and shoot outside. Off quickly to Snyder. They miss on the transition, coming back, and it goes right to Snyder. Lakers are a step slow, no question about it.
But again, it was Wilkes who missed that last shot. He had an open one from out on the left side. When he's on his norm, that shot would have gone.
And, you know, here's Adrian Dantley, who was not on the road trip, and he obviously is the most rusted Laker tonight.
Shelton trying to fight through to get to Dantley. He carries it right to the hoop. And moving in, there's Wally Walker, who got right under him to get the foul.
So, and of course, being behind is nothing new to L.A. this week. Trailed by 27 early in the first half in Chicago. The difference at halftime was 25. Theus played a magnificent game for the Bulls that night. And then the Lakers came on with a burst in that second half. Kenny Carr with 17 points. Tied his career high that night.
Seattle here tonight has just been out hustling the Lakers thus far in the game. They have out-rebounded them on the offensive board 10-3. And that's just sheer hustle when you get that offensive board. You've got to fight your way over the men blocking you away, and that's an amazing statistic.
Well, Phoenix will have a home court advantage, but they won't have a bye unless Seattle wins here tonight. That's the time in the right corner of the screen.
Let me add, that's the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
Pull out by Snyder.
Boy, he's come on here. Snyder with 8 points. Now, he has been seldom used. On a year, he's averaging only 3.5 points a game.
Got a chance when Joe Hassett picked up 2 quick fouls coming off the bench. There's Nixon to the glass. Misfire and knocked high in the air and taken down by Snyder. He's also rebounding for Lenny Wilkins. Leading out of Gus Williams, pulls up. He's definitely from there. 56-42.
They're getting awfully close to that 15-point lead that they never lose by.
Forced one, went back in. Abdul-Jabbar with a chance for a three-pointer. He heard you, Hot Rod, and he wasn't going to let him get any closer.
You never commit a foul there when you've got Kareem. He gets the offensive move here, go to the hoop, and when he's got you beaten and right only a foot away from the basket, either give him the basket or grab him by the arms and say, go to the line, big fella, we're not going to give you the hoop. Lenny Wilkins, I'm sure, not very happy with that particular foul.
Well, he's a new man without the goggles.
There's old Lenny. I used to chase him around the court, got him started to a great career.
You know, we've got all of the St. Louis Hawks here tonight. We got Wilkins played, we got Lou Hudson played, you got Paul Silas. Bob Pettit's probably watching the game somewhere tonight. Dick Snyder, wasn't he on the Hawks for a while? Sure, with the ball, and a double team almost works. Snyder got it back, and here's Williams now in the left corner. Drop it off to Walker, works the baseline.
Again, Kareem was there, but he didn't go up with him, and Walker took it across for the reverse. Good move by Wally Walker.
Last shot time for Jerry West Lakers. Larry Bird and Mario Andretti coming up at halftime. Abdul-Jabbar rolls the hook. Well, that's the end of the first half. Seattle dominated offensively and defensively. Time now to see if the Lakers can regroup and come back the way they did in Chicago. We got Larry Bird and Mario Andretti coming up.
Along with me. That's me right there.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
Sometimes the things we want most seem to slip just beyond our grasp. One way to get a firm hold on your future is by buying United States savings bonds. They'll help provide the savings you'll need to bring your goals within reach. Take stock in America. Buy bonds.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association.
Nice, be careful.
The NBA on CBS is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Chevrolet and Chevrolet dealers coast to coast. And by Wheaties, delicious whole wheat flakes with all the brand. It's the breakfast of champions.
We are back in the forum, and our producer Bob Stenner has just updated the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference standings. The playoffs will get underway in the NBA next week, and of course the teams that'll draw the byes we'll show you at the top. In the West, Seattle, if they hold on and win this, they will have the best record in the Western Conference. No chance that Phoenix can run them down. Kansas City and Denver, though, is still up in the air. They're tied. We'll resolve that on Sunday. But look at Los Angeles and Portland right there. One of those two teams could lose the home court advantage if they lose tonight, and Portland having trouble with the Golden State Warriors. Now in the Eastern Conference, of course, the Washington Bullets took command early this season, and they have dominated. San Antonio in the Central Division was being pressured by Houston, but now 47-33 for San Antonio, 45-35 for Houston in the Central Division. Philadelphia, of course, is now dueling Houston for that home court advantage. Atlanta and New Jersey also already in the playoffs. And again, a couple of scores if you didn't hear them. Phoenix over San Diego, 118-117. Cleveland losing to Houston, 112-110. And sitting right next to me is Freddie Brown of the Seattle SuperSonics. And downtown, how long are you going to be out?
Well, the doctor tells me I'll probably be out anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. The way the hand is going right now, there's no way I can really tell now until I get the cast off my arm.
Let me add this, Brent. The way his teammates are playing, he may not get back in the game. They're going good.
The team is playing exceptionally well. We're pressing LA early. They only have one ball handler, and Norm Nixon, and we're putting a lot of pressure on. Kareem is running away.
Freddie, you sit right here with that headset on, and let's watch a couple of plays unfold down here, and you can explain what they're working. All right, now the Lakers force a turnover on defense. Nixon trying to get daylight. Pull-up shot on Sigma is short. Jack runs it down. Outlet now to Gus Williams. Comes to the attack zone. Adrian Dantley has started the second half for Jerry, and Gus Williams hits outside.
Well, that's what Gus does well. He comes down court and he sees the opening and he takes a shot because he is an exceptional ball shooter.
Nixon over to the left. Boone negotiating inside. Dennis Johnson's coming around. Kareem, they yell the warning. Boone now over the corner, coming to baseline. And it's taken away by Shelton, who just kind of pushed it out of bounds.
Well, what we do, we like to slide back on Kareem and kind of congest it up for him so he can't get the sky hook, and everybody else just forms back into a little cup, and we try and go for the steal.
Keep it up, Freddie. We'll give Hot Rod the rest of the night off.
Go ahead, you guys. Let me get in here.
Boone dishes back.
Tell you what, Freddie Brown has been making all these nice comments, in particular about the guards, because they are the ones that will throw it to him when he gets back in the line.
Exactly right, Hot Rod.
All right.
Freddie, defensively, what is Lenny Wilkins' overall strategy? What is he trying to do?
Well, defensively, we like to fall back into the perimeter and let our opponents shoot over us. We know that nobody's going to beat us by taking the outside shot. And if they do beat us, they're going to have to shoot anywhere from 55 to 60%.
Let's watch what Freddie said now as they drop back on defense. They forced the Lakers at the perimeter in the first half. Nixon was unable to penetrate.
That was a perfect example of what Freddie's talking about. He had all 5 men in there tight and forced Dantley to throw up a wild hook.
Exactly right.
Good defense. Right here it is. All 5 men jammed in there. Look at the green shirt. And Dantley off balance.
Not only that, we in for great defensive rebound, and anybody jumping over our backs is going to get a loose ball foul. That's the way we play. We play good, solid basketball.
Ron Boone doesn't like the numbers. 60-45, Sonics over the Lakers, and 10:43 to go now in the third period. And here is Jack Sigma. What's the difference between Sigma this year and last year, Freddie?
Well, this year, Jack has had a chance to open up and roam around because he's playing big centers. Most of them are slow, and he has the advantage because he has that great turnaround jump shot of his. And he's got to be so relaxed in it that he's just destroying all the centers in the league.
it is amazing that you're able to replace Marvin Webster as quickly as you did as a team.
Well, that's true, Brent. It's not that we knocked Marvin or anything, but we play team basketball, and what we like to do is we help one another so much that no one guy is going to be a star.
Right there is team defense. They just butchered a man together. Two of them knocked down Dantley on the play.
Well, every now and then we got to let them know who's the boss out there, so we have to do that.
What is Wilkins like as a coach, his personality? Is he tough on you?
Oh, Lenny is unbelievable. He is tough. He's stern. We go out and we do the job for him, and when he gets mad, we all know he's mad. And when we're going good, he praises us for it, you know.
Nixon with a neat steal right there, Freddie. Took it away from Gus Williams. Now lead to Kareem. Boone couldn't control it. He was coming in and he traveled on the pass.
There again, we had that same cup for him. Then he came right into our zone, and he just traveled the ball.
Don't say zone too loud.
Watch Kareem on the pass.
Listen.
There's Boone. That was a good call. He traveled. He got a good.
He
got a good pass.
You bet. Dennis Johnson now to Shelton. They drop it into Sigma behind his back. A little too fancy that time, and on the turnover, the Lakers come out. Boone lead now to Jamal Wilkes. Shelton is there. Oh, just pressured one up, but then went back, and Shelton rejects it out of bounds. Williams for the save, and the Sonics have got it. Here they come. Look at that perfect 3 men on 2. Williams short, runs it down in the corner.
Jack Sikma a moment ago got his 1,000th rebound on the year. How about that?
That's great. He told us he was going to work on it all year, and he's gotten it, and I'm happy for him.
Got that one shoved right back at him by Kareem, however. As they work over to the corner now, Dennis Johnson up over Ronnie Boone.
Well, it's obvious they don't need downtown tonight.
Freddie, thank you very much. Get back in the lineup soon for us, because I miss you coming off that bench.
Thank you, Brent.
When those playoffs start, I want to say, here comes downtown.
Thank you, Brent.
We'll be right back. Well, I'll tell you, that fan knew how to get on television, didn't he? He's been studying this shot for years. He said Tony Burners is cinched to take that sign all night long.
The Eye on Sports, CBS.
Boom, pull it up now and miss everything. John Johnson, ball on the floor. Lakers back quickly on defense. Sicker bounced off 2 men and traveled on a turnover. It's a big night for everybody in Seattle. The Mariners 12, the Angels 2 into 5.
First good defense by Adrian Dantley. Posted up defensively and just took the charge from Sikma. Good call. Laker ball.
Dantley gave it off now to Boone. And tap back and in by Kareem.
That's the best move Kareem's made all night. He went after it aggressively down the middle and went up high and just easily tipped it down.
They're going to need a tremendous spurt here. And the SuperSonics with that cup defense that Freddie was outlining. Dennis Johnson off, yanked down by Kareem. Lead now to Nixon. Nixon searching for daylight. Goes over to Boone. Inside to Wilkes on a kind of a jump hook.
Boy, that's kind of a shot that might snap him out of the slump that he's been in. Jamal Wilkes with a beautiful touch on that shot. In the first half, he went 0 for 4 in 13 minutes of play.
J.J. going for the pass into traffic on the bouncer. Now, they worked that bounce pass repeatedly against Phoenix for a time last week. Now, Nixon just a touch short. Loose ball. Dantley's got it away from Shelton. Dantley's hooker. Now, Lenny Wilkins right away. He's going to quiet things down with a timeout. That's Wilkins. He sees 2 baskets in a row. He doesn't want a string run off. And even though there was a timeout just a moment ago, Lenny says, get over here and let's talk about it.
Oh, Brent, where did you play? That's what I want to know. Where did you play?
With the Masters coming up next week, this Saturday, we have the Masters Special, The Lengthened Shadow of a Man. You'll find out all about the 2 gentlemen who started the famed Masters Golf Tournament tomorrow on CBS.
I want to let you know at this time, Brent, that there's a new basketball player on the horizon. Pistol Pete Maravich. His wife, Jackie, gave birth to a little boy named Jason Peter Maravich. And a daddy, Press, has already thrown him many balls and shown him how to catch it.
And he tossed the bottle behind his back and hit the nurse right at the first feeding. Got too fancy with it, and it went on the floor.
So congratulations
to the Maravich.
Thank you very much.
Nixon on the right. It is 65-51 now. Lakers trying to run 3 in a row, and Abdul-Jabbar shoots a free throw. Taken down by Shelton. Off to DJ. Cross-court lead to John Johnson. It's free, and Kareem rejects it, and JJ's got it back, and Kareem goes after him. JJ dishes to Dennis Johnson in the foul call. There's also a 3-second violation.
That's a great sequence of defensive plays by one man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He blocked the shot, then he dropped back in and intimidated one. Here we go. Here's the move. Look at him come from nowhere, block it. Then Kareem gets right back. Johnson sees him and passes off. Then the ball knocked away. Incredible play by Kareem.
Seattle has turned it over 14 times in this game. Wilkes, JJ watching him, and Jamal with that jump hook again.
He's hit that shot twice here in the third quarter.
6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third. Dantley's with JJ. The Lakers gearing for what could be a run to climb back in this.
He walked.
Traveling, so 3 seconds, and now traveling. And the Lakers have got it going. Price, Nixon, Wilkes on the floor for Jerry. Abdul-Jabbar and Dantley. Paul Silas will soon check in for Lenny Wilkins in Seattle. Sigma gave the Lakers one shot, and it's Gus Williams to the right side. Wilkes is right there with Shelton. Shelton on the screen. Wilkes pops out, and Gus buries two.
Gus in the first half, ironically, played 22 minutes and had 5 rebounds. And Kareem played 24 minutes and had 6 rebounds for the Lakers.
And Kareem wanted the foul. Tip by Wilkes, out of bounds.
Dennis, you should have bounced that pass. You would have had your man. Awfully tough for a man to reach down for the ball. There's Paul Silas. 9th leading rebounder in the history of the game. And a real leader on and off the court. Johnny Johnson goes out for Seattle.
AD.
Mr. Jimmy Price will check in at a guard.
You know, it's amazing as Robisch checks in. Back to Silas. It's amazing how many division champions that the old man has played on. It was down in St. Louis, Boston several times, Denver once, and now Seattle.
How about
See that move by Paul? We did a nice setup on Paul.
Did a little fake left, went back, shoveled it over his shoulder, and said, look, I've been here 15 years. Take that one.
Price gives to Kareem, double team, Dennis right off his guard on the double team, all over Kareem. Gus jumps over, a lot of help on defense that time. Robisch with the rebound, Nixon to Price. Price backs in, comes up on Williams, and he's short. Taken down by Dennis Johnson.
Seattle is dominating the boards, and the Lakers continue to take shots that are not good percentage throws.
See Gus maneuver inside. He's off. Abdul-Jabbar quickly to Price. It's 3-on-1. Back to Nixon for the layup, and Dennis Johnson was there. Unbelievable defense. Back to Dennis. Pull up over Kareem. Run down by Johnson. He has been flying from one end to the other.
Watch the defense a moment ago. Dennis Johnson, 6'4". He leads the league in guards blocking shots. Look at that. A double pump by Nixon. Yet Dennis stayed up there, hung for a moment, and blocked the shot down cleanly.
Wilkes. As Shelton went crashing into him that time. Seattle led this game by 18 points.
Seattle with 40 rebounds to the Lakers 23. And the old statement of the man who controls the board will control the game. And that's what's happening right here in Los Angeles.
So now the Lakers are working against that number. Seattle has not lost a game all year in which they held a 15-point lead. And, of course, a victory tonight, besides giving them the Pacific Division, would also maintain that winning road record. The only other team on the NBA who can brag about winning on the road, Washington. 23-17 after tonight's loss. The world champions are gearing up and getting ready.
Jamal Wilkes now with 8 points. His average 17. But only 13 in the last 4 games.
Bounced by Shelton inside, rejected by Kareem, and Shelton is there. They're all over the loose balls, Hot Rod. One goes free, and there'll be a man in green right there. Sigma from the corner.
making great moves defensively underneath, but Seattle continues to hit from the outside. That's been the big difference.
Back to Nixon, dish to Robish. Shelton was dueling Kareem. The ball was left on the floor as Kareem went out. Price is back on Williams.
There's Kareem. He never made an effort to come back. He's got to be tired. He's played so much time in the last couple of weeks, and he was chasing the ball off the loose end of the floor, could not come up with it, and Seattle went down.
That's 19 for Gus Williams here, Hot Rod. You predicted he'd probably have a big night for him, and indeed he has with Freddie Brown out.
With Freddie out of there, there's a lot more shots to go around in the backcourt, and I don't mean that facetiously. It's just a fact that Gus is going to get more time. Here's a good move going to that baseline, and a foul on Jamal there, against Jamal, rather.
Nixon.
He has got to be the most outstanding player this Laker club has had this season. That's Norm Nixon. Only in his second year, and with only 3 games left, he's very close to breaking the club record for assists held by Jerry West.
But yet the Sonics have dominated him tonight as Williams puts in 2 more. Nixon is shooting only 2 of 10 against this Sonic defense tonight. As Price comes around inside of DJ, Kareem rolls to the basket.
He went down, but I really don't believe he was fouled. He's looking up at the referee kind of disgusted-like, as if he thought he was fouled, but he simply made his move, and then I think just stumbled over one of the Seattle players' legs and went down. He's okay. He's back up. Here's the move. Fake, go to the baseline. I don't want to really hit him there. You can see no one put a hand up. He just came down over the back of Salas there and tripped and went to the floor.
Lakers, you know, have lost 10 out of their last 15 coming into this game. They've had a tough week, too. Shelton out there, and he came up over Abdul-Jabbar that time. That, of course, last year with the New York Knicks was Shelton's only problem, really, as a rookie. A little bit over-aggressive at times, and he got into foul trouble. Timeout in the Forum, 2:41 left in the third. Hot Rod, I want to welcome the old cowboy, Kurt Gowdy, to the CBS sports team. He left NBC, signed a 3-year contract with CBS. And Kurt, I loved your comment that it was the best contract you'd ever signed. My attorney will be on the phone tomorrow.
I just want to let Kurt know I want him to stay out of being an analyst in basketball. Maybe he needs a new pair of shoes.
All right, Kurt Gowdy, who did last January's Super Bowl, coming to CBS.
I'll represent you, Brent.
Abdul-Jabbar at the free throw. 77-61, the Sonics over the Lakers. And the Sonics set a play, and Salas jumps out. Gus Williams over in the corner. Sigma. Boy, he's a fine young player this league.
He has been a pleasant surprise, to say the least, for Seattle. Hard worker. He's working in there on Jabbar right now. You can see him up close in there and Jack right up tight on him.
And I think he still drinks milkshakes. Abdul-Jabbar backing in, rolls up the hooker. Sonics control, lead now to Williams. What a pass! Oh, get me that replay.
Come on, bring it back. Where is it? Here it is. Gus Williams. That's it. Give him a fancy dude. That reminds me of an old Laker guard. Right on the man
on the save for you.
Kareem gets it back
now. 21 for Abdul-Jabbar.
Look at that baseball strike. He fired it right at belt height, and Jimmy couldn't handle it. It's baseball season, huh?
Indeed it is. Dodgers 10, San Diego 1 into 5, Dodger Stadium.
What is this game milkshakes got to do with Jack Sigma? I don't understand that.
That you look at me. Here's Boone dishing back. Kareem. Misfired, and look at Sigma's baseball pass.
Yeah, nice pass. Go get a couple of milkshakes, Jack. Come on.
1:12 left in the third. 81-63. Sonics over the Lakers.
Looky here.
State.
70-58. Golden State after 3 over Portland. Golden State, of course, eliminated from playoffs. Portland will be in.
Triple team Kareem and get it away and goes out of bounds. Lakers keep it. Walker was down there. Sigma was there. Gus Williams.
Lakers have got a tough road. Not only this game, but now they got to go on the road and then come right back. 3 games in 3 nights.
They go into Portland and close out Sunday against Phoenix right here in the Forum. Boone's pull up on Walker.
Right here's where I would think you'd want to get a quick shot. Seattle. That way they'd sure themselves of getting the ball back. On that 24, there's the shot. Now they'll get it back. There's 35 seconds left. Now when it comes back down, the Lakers will take a shot, and then Seattle will look for the last one. If the Lakers do not grab an offensive rebound. How about that? Huh? Big guy was doing a little coaching.
Here comes Kareem inside 20 seconds. Gus Williams has scored 23. And he has also dished out 9 assists here tonight.
And now Seattle will look for the last shot. They'll go to work. 8 seconds left. Well, that foul by the Lakers is a good one. Only the second team foul.
Start for me, Table. You got the last shot.
Last 7 seconds goes to Sigma. Faces up on Kareem. Misfires. Roby's battling with it. Williams quickly at the buzzer. Puts down 2 more. 25 points for Gus Williams. We've come to the end of 3. 85-67. With a second to go, he releases it.
Come on,
it's
ball.
Good.
Get in there.
And the NBA on CBS will continue after these messages from your local station.
When you're going good, you're going good. Let's go more.
And a reminder to be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of the game. From out of the Supersonic huddle while you were away, Paul Silas saying, come on, gang, we got 12 hard minutes to go. How about New Orleans? What'd they do tonight, huh, Rod?
They got a victory, or no, Milwaukee won that game 140-131. Let me add this. Rich Kelly, who I think is the most improved center in basketball, last night had 24 rebounds, 29 points. He also went over 1,000 rebounds on the year.
Dantley cut off. Price sends it back to AD. And again, that perimeter shot. Autry loses control of it as the ball was going out of bounds. Dennis Autry touched it. On the floor for Lenny Wilkins, Snyder, Autry, Walker, Silas, and Williams. On the floor for Jerry West, we have Boone, Carr, Dantley, Robish. Price just sent it over to Carr. He's the other guard. Carr from the perimeter. Good shot because he hit it, but hardly what the Lakers need.
It was a good shot because it went in. That's right. That's the only reason. That's where Seattle wants him to take those shots, even though it went in.
Oh, the Lakers in need of a strength. Snyder putting it down and Boone trying to hold him up. Here we had the foul, raising his arm, and the call a little better.
Look at old Dick move, 6'5", and still cooking. Made a quick move there on Boone to get that foul. As Kareem looks on, not very happy.
Look at Williams. He was hiding behind. Lost the ball. Boone coming back, 2-on-1, and Carr. And that could trigger a rally.
It could. Price made the defensive gem on that play, knocked that ball away and set up the whole play for the Lakers on the fast break.
Roby's watching Autry. Walker to the left baseline, and the Lakers shake down the rebound, and here they come. If they're going to make a move, this is going to have to be it. Boone works the baseline and hits the field goal. Making 85-73 now, and it's back down to 12, and there's that timeout again.
That's a smart timeout. Old Lenny Wilkins is not going to let momentum get him.
Where did you play?
Well, I was with the Lakers once. Here's Ron Boone. Laid it up with the right hand.
Well, Lenny Wilkins has gone back to Dennis Johnson. Jack Sigma is out there. Ronnie Shelton. Snyder and Johnson will work in the backcourt. Silas is the other forward. As Wilkins does not want to get this brush fire out of hand.
It was 18. It's down to 12.
Oh, Jerry West doesn't like this.
That's not a good call. I thought he charged. Oh, Dave, what did you say, boy? Here's the move. Jack right there. Down goes Robish. Looked like Sigma may have put that shoulder into him.
Sonics with possession. Snyder. Robish had it for a moment. Snyder's got it back for the Sonics. Now it's Sigma. An advantage on Robish. They're all over him. Snyder, the overman. And Tim Price really stuck with him.
Made a great block. The Lakers, for the first time in the game, were playing aggressively on the defense. Here's the block. Snyder trying to go up, and from over the right shoulder, a very clean block with Jimmy Price. Most unusual, but perfectly done.
I thought he might have gotten on. That was a clean block. All ball that time, knocked out of bounds. Oh, boy. Mops up. A little moisture there on the floor, and the Sonics with 10 seconds. And a foul call.
Kenny Carr gets the foul. That's the third team foul on the Lakers. Seattle without a team foul here in the fourth quarter. And we've got over 10 minutes remaining in the game.
Sigma wanted Silas. He's got it. Carr came over, and a chance for a three-pointer. They worked that inbounds play perfectly.
One great advantage there was Salas's strength. A great body, very strong, and he muscled it up. Perfect feed. Right here, 2 men there, and he put it up over Carr and got the Seattle bounce as the ball crawled over the iron and dropped through.
Dantley let Silas get behind him as the ball was coming into Sigma. Ball rolling to the glass, and Jack just turned around and gave it to him.
Paul, of course, around so long, he's so smart. He catches you looking the other way, he's going on you. That's what happened. He got the layup. And there's Salas on the defense.
Knocking it out of bounds, away from Carr. No, Seattle came in here with 51 victories and 29 defeats. And if they can win number 52, they'll wrap up their first Pacific Division title.
They're beating a good club at home. The Lakers are 30-9 at home.
There's the charge against Carr on the turnover to the Sonics.
I would think right now the Lakers have got to start picking them up in the backcourt. There's your charge. Good call. Carr just put his head down and ran over the defensive man as Kareem looks on from the sidelines. You've got to pick them up. Lakers have got to challenge the ball. They're down by 14.
Shelton for 2. That's what Phoenix did last Friday night. John McLeod, now Bianchi turn loose that aggressive Suns defense. Robish goes. Adrian almost lost it, regained it. Shelton staying there with him. Robish on a screen. Sigma switches off. Finally came up to the top, and boom.
Oh, Boone, he got a great start in this game. He had 8 points before his teammate Nixon at a guard even scored. And Ron had been averaging 7 a game. He's doubled that. He has 14 at this moment.
Jerry is coming down this part of the game with Boone and Price in the backcourt. Now Norman Nixon is up. And I would imagine Kareem would be up soon, too. Snyder.
He's a competitor.
Look at him go at it against Price.
You smack him on the arm, he just gets mad and starts charging right at you. Get his mind made up to make that move right to left. He drew the foul. Here comes Norm Nixon, number 10 from Duquesne in his second year.
8 minutes and 43 seconds with Snyder at the line.
What are you going to do, Jerry? Get in the game. Suit up. Always a great free throw shooter, Dick Snyder. He's over 80% lifetime. The NBA.
So trailing 91-75. The Lakers come to work. Robish on the right, screening for AD into the corner. Boone dropped it back off to Dantley. He'll hustle for the shot. That's what he does best underneath.
He's strong for a 6'5" forward. He uses his body well when he's in close to the basket.
Give Adrian Dantley 3 more inches, and they'd never get him out in this league.
They'll go get him out anyway. He's tough.
Sigma faces on Robish. Goes one-on-one. Seattle has gotten out of its...
Now, Dave, be careful. Wash your mouth out with soap. He's got a saddle on him all the way in any plays. Dave is a competitor, though. Jack giving him all kinds of fakes. Went right, went left. Now he swings back, and right there. So Jack Sigma on the Lakers' 15 foul will be at the line. I wonder if on Sunday, old Daryl Dawkins will be singing that song, Get Your Navel Off My Shoulder. He and Kareem went at it last Sunday. This time it'll be Big Dan Issel.
Issel, of course, having to carry the load for the Nuggets because of that injury to George McGinnis. And Denver and Kansas City tied for the Midwest lead. We'll determine that on Sunday. Nixon coming around Lovish, going back and forth. Lovish was rolling off. Carr ran it down the corner. Carr coming up on Silas. Well, there's time. I'm starting to say that Seattle has gotten out of its offensive sink down here. They have become a one-on-one team, and they're not particularly effective at that kind of basketball. There's 7:29 to go. Offensive foul, but there's much more dribbling than Lenny Wilkins' team usually has at the attack end. They move the ball. Abdul-Jabbar is back. Lenny is up now, yelling at them.
There you go, coaching again.
93 to 79.
I'm going to get you one of these head coaching jobs.
Not me.
You're right, though. They are dribbling a little bit more than they should be. You have a tendency to do that when you got a big lead. The other club really not making a run at you. The Lakers are down by 14. Turnover, Seattle 18, LA 13.
Let's see, Rod have got DJ and Snyder in the backcourt. Nixon and Boone working against them. DJ with a pull-up. Kareem is off with the rebound. And here is Boone now. Goes over to Nixon. Quickly to the corner, and Adrian Dantley is short with the shot, and the Lakers have missed the last couple of trips. Carr turned it over, and AD misses here.
And AD should have followed his own shot there. He was flat-footed after the miss. He kind of stared at the ball. Had he taken a step in, he would have got his own rebound.
Here's a man who's a difference in the offense, John Johnson. He just sent it into Sigma. He'll put some movement back in this. Johnson going to run it out. They've turned it over again.
Of course, Johnny Johnson leads this club in assists that we talked about in the pregame show.
And the NBA on CBS will continue after these messages from your local stations. We are back in the Forum for the final 6:43. Denver beating Boston 107 to 101 tonight. Kansas City over New Jersey 117-114. Chicago over the world champion Washington Bullets 128 to 114. Atlanta over Detroit 112 to 96. Indiana downs Philadelphia 136 to 118. It was Milwaukee 140, New Orleans 131, Houston 112, Cleveland 110, Phoenix 118, San Diego 117. Tomorrow night, Los Angeles at Portland, Boston at New Jersey, San Antonio at Houston, Phoenix at San Diego, and Washington at Atlanta.
I'll make a little prediction here, Brent. I think in the playoffs that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to have to face the Phoenix Suns in a mini-series, and it's going to be 2 out of 3 at Phoenix. I'm just looking down the road a little bit, but I think that's what it's going to turn out.
Well, before I go along with that prediction, I'd like to see if Portland's going to pull that one out against Golden State, because if they don't, Hot Rod, Portland's going to wind up in 6th and be matched against Phoenix in that mini-series. Then it would be the Lakers against either Kansas City or Denver, depending on which one does not win that division.
And if you go by coaches, Jerry West of the Lakers says he does not want any part of Portland. He thinks he could do better against Phoenix or Seattle than he would against the Trailblazers.
Boone controls off to Nixon in the middle. And again, if the Lakers can get something going here, they'd be right back in it. They've got 6 minutes, and the Sonics have just not hit their rhythm here.
Kenny Carr again hits from the outside. That's about 4 long ones he's drilled.
93-81.
In fact, he's made 4 out of 4 from outside. Kenny Carr.
Dennis Johnson drilled it. Oh, put it in.
From the parking lot, Dennis Johnson drilled it to bring it right back. 95-81, Seattle.
Nixon glides at daylight. High bank shot.
Ironically, both the Seattle guards played their college ball right here in L.A. Gus Williams with Southern Cal and Dennis Johnson of Pepperdine.
And Johnson wants Dennis, and he moves off to the inside. Kareem comes back in on Dennis. Dennis, and they've turned it over.
Called him for traveling. Boy, he doesn't like that call. Here's the move. Dennis going right to left. Kareem reaching in. Well, you know, actually, that's a pretty good call because if Kareem did not hit his arm, he walked for the ball. Because he never yanked it away from him, and Dennis just took about 3 steps for the ball.
They could come to within 10 points right now if they can score here. And Abdul-Jabbar makes it 95-85, and we got a game.
All the Lakers have to do is hit their shots, and they get right back. Seattle has got 20 turnovers to LA's 14. A hot streak will put them right back in the game.
20-point lead, cut in half. John Johnson coming in. He'll take the shot, and that's a key basket for JJ. Clutch man, underrated, small forward. Boone looking for daylight. He'll have to send it back. He went in too far. Bad turnover, and Gus is fouled by Nixon.
That's going to be a 2-shot foul. Even though he wasn't in the act of shooting, it was an intentional foul. A good call by Daryl Garrettson. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Lenny Wilkins, looking on, will agree with that one. 97-85. Here's Gus. Norm knows you can't catch him right here. Just grab him by the arm. That's the intentional foul. NBA rules, he'll get 2 free throws.
But the difference really was Ron Boone going in too far on the baseline, getting lost, not having a teammate, throwing it back, and Gus Williams came streaking down. So just as you start to pressure the SuperSonics and come to within 10, they pull off 2 good plays. John Johnson hits one from the right perimeter. Gus Williams, on a Laker mistake, comes back down, and he's shooting for number 27.
And this will be the last 15 games that he's averaged over 25 a game. Incredible the way he has picked up his offense.
From 10 to 14 in a matter of seconds. Carr double-teamed, and that'll be a turnover.
Squeeze the air out of it, Jack. Rakowski visibly upset over there. You got to, the Lakers are just not taking advantage. It's that simple. And twice they've made the bad play of throwing the ball in the backcourt. And look at the Laker coaches. That tells the story.
Silas gives it back to Gus, going for 29. But Carr rebounded the miss. Abdul-Jabbar comes back down to the attack zone. The Lakers will see if they can get one more run going here. Nixon is off. He has not had a good shooting night. John Johnson coming up slowly because the clock is in their favor at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. 99-85. Bounce to Dennis Johnson. Pretty play. Go backdoor and in. JJ. Pass and a field goal. Norm Nixon tonight is 3 of 13. That has been a big factor in this game. The Sonics have taken him away. Dantley on the miss, but Abdul-Jabbar taps it in.
Fine play by Kareem. He made that kind of a move earlier from the right side. This time on the move from the left. Went up on the move and tipped it down. Kareem has 27 points. And that matches Gus Williams, 27 for Seattle.
There they go again. Work the back door to Gus Williams.
A little rascal fight for the rebound. He's got 8 rebounds in this game. Only 6'2".
Dantley. Loose ball foul called by Darrell underneath.
I'll be on Kenny Carr of the Lakers. There's Mr. Reliable Silas trying to get there, but he couldn't in time. And up with the shot. Chipped away. And the Lakers down by 14 with 2:54 left in the game.